Cambridge versus Boston. We got two sought-after cities in Massachusetts, but which one should you live in? Hey everyone, my name is Matt Swerk and I'm a local real estate expert right here in the state of Massachusetts with the Legacy Star team powered by Keller Williams Realty. Now, if this is the first time you come to the channel, welcome. We appreciate you checking us out. Hit that subscribe button, click that little bell, give us a thumbs up. That way you're gonna get notified when we make a new video. Now, what's the channel all about? We talk everything about Massachusetts. You have tons of questions. We have tons of answers. We love making these videos. We love helping to spread the word about our state. Just remember, when it comes to Massachusetts, we've always got your back. All right, so Cambridge and Boston seem synonymous with a lot of people that live here in the state, but there's a couple differences that that are very stark to these two very desirable areas. So the first thing I want to talk about is that both of them are very, very condensed. Boston and Cambridge have a lot of people that come to visit. There's a lot of people as far as living there. Boston can feel claustrophobic at times, but there's a decent amount of space and square footage, whereas Cambridge, it's insanely condensed because it's a smaller area. So it can feel, both of them can feel really tight depending on where you are and when you're going there. Both of them are very expensive. There's no there's no trying to skate this. It is what it is. There's high demand as far as rentals, groceries, restaurants, parking. The cities can, these cities can drain your account pretty quickly. So you definitely want to be conscientious of the cost before you come here. But Cambridge overall is more expensive than Boston. I think there's a lot of different variety as far as the neighborhoods are concerned. But you have places like Dorchester and Roxbury, which are part of Boston itself. They have a little bit lower as far as the prices. So compared to downtown Boston or Cambridge. So, you got to know the little nooks and crannies of where you're looking to go. Now, both cities absolutely have great education and great job markets. Cambridge has schools like LaSalle and Harvard University. Yes, I'll be a little circus clown. You can park your car at Harvard Yard. There you go. But Boston has great places like you have UMass, you have MIT, Northeastern, BU, BC. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So they both have, they're just great as far as options as far as students and higher education. Besides that, you have really strong job markets. Now, tech and healthcare definitely lead the field here, really, really strong. So you have plenty of opportunities for long-term employment, and there's a lot of good little side hustles you can get into if you need to throw a couple extra bucks in your pocket. Now, traffic, I got to bring that up, of course. Traffic and taxes, welcome to Massachusetts. But traffic is bad in both areas. But here's the trick. If you're planning to commute to areas or your lifestyle is going to be north of the city, Cambridge is definitely the place to go. If you're going to be going south of the city, Boston is definitely where you want to land. Because you got to think about this. 93, which cuts across the state, and then Route 90 that crosses across the state, 93 that goes up and down through the state. Those can clog up quickly, and it can just be absolutely maddening as far as traffic is concerned. So you don't want to spend most of your time, sitting in traffic. It's not that fun. And it's bad for the environment. Okay. So those are some of the, kind of the overall things about those two cities. There's a lot more, of course. We can't make these videos 700 minutes long. So if you're looking for kind of that vibrant, kind of that younger area, if you will, not age-wise, but as far as settling, it's not that younger. But Cambridge is absolutely amazing, and it definitely offers great access to Boston. Now, some of the pros of the Cambridge area. Yeah, I'm in one of those moods. I'm sorry. One of the pros as far as living in Cambridge, great job market, great access to north of Boston and Boston itself. There's great culture in Cambridge and amazing restaurants. And there's plenty of things to do and see around Cambridge. Some of the things that we don't really like about Cambridge is it's a small city with a massive population size. And the traffic can just be, it can be awful. There's not a lot of ways to kind of get in and out of there. And there's a lot of one ways, when you get to the city, a lot of people are like, how does this work? You'll figure it out when you get here. But there's plenty of things to see and do, and both of them have, some great history. The other thing is that there is some very old homes that have not been sufficiently updated. It's one of those things, the bones could be great, but, and you could have tree trunks that are your support columns in your home. I'm not going to get into construction right now. But there's a lot of area, houses are really next to each other. It can be really, really tight. So, you got to check into those things before you move to Cambridge or you go visit to Cambridge. Now, as far as Boston is concerned, I love Boston. I'm going to jump up and down. It's one of the biggest cities in New England, and there's so many fun amenities to do. Check out one of our other videos when we talked about some of the awesome things to do. I'm thinking of Codzilla right now. I'll let you Google that one and check that out. There is absolutely amazing history as far as Boston is concerned, and there's just great sightseeing. You can get lost for days upon days just wandering around the city. The other thing that I love, and you guys hear me talk about this all the time, is that it's a coastal city. So being on the water, it's absolutely beautiful. There's a lot of trails, that you can walk. I'm trying to think of the name of it, but there's I'm drawing a blank. I'm going to leave it blank there. I'm going to keep going. But one thing I recommend is that if you do get to come to Boston and go check out the city and take a boat ride so you can see the city from the water. It's just magical. It's a whole nother view. It's awesome. And really, it's a booming economy. I mean, there is the top healthcare and education in the country. You can't go wrong. Now, traffic. Yeah, let's go to the bad side of things. Traffic's bad. Traffic's bad. Everyone's trying to figure out which way to go. So many one ways. It's awful. It's awful. I'm going to leave it there. Drop the mic on traffic. It's awful. All right. The other thing is that, it's expensive, right? It's not as expensive as Cambridge, but there are some really, really expensive areas. You can still sneak in there and get some affordable homes, but you definitely got to call, a real estate expert, to find out where they are. The other thing is that it's pretty expensive to own a car in Boston, and it's pretty difficult to park around there. The parking can be crazy. They've made it easier by having all these apps and everything, but you can cha-ching. I mean, you're going to spend a lot of money just parking there. So you definitely want to, take the train or commute if you can. And the other thing for the nature lovers, we got the Boston Common, which is great. But nature, you're going to see penguins. That's at the aquarium. You're going to see pigeons. You're going to see squirrels. You're going to see rats. I'm kidding. You might see some rats, but you're not going to be really around true nature. So those are things you definitely want to consider when looking at those two cities. We're going to do one of those things. All right, here we go, Tyler. All right, so that's just a couple of things in regards to Cambridge and Boston. So, if you're looking to relocate, you're looking to rent, you're looking to just come visit, definitely reach out to us any way that you feel appropriate. We'll get back to you as quick as possible. We got an amazing team behind us that has been helping out so many people. So remember, you got questions, we got answers. When it comes to Massachusetts, we've always got your back.